Can't see.
Okay. You are live. Hello. I'm Jay Hadwinn, brand ambassador of My Brother Spot. We have a great guest tonight. He's one of our clients. His name is Dewan. He's the owner and founder of SauceGAME. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you tonight?
All right, brother. We trying to open up the world to you and your good rubs and your sauces. And I just really appreciate you believing in us, Dewan.
Oh, no problem. I saw an opportunity. I liked what I saw when I came across you guys online. And I said, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a chance and see where it goes.
Awesome. Okay, what inspired the creation of SauceGAME, and how does it honor your family legacy, especially Mama Ruth?
Okay, so SauceGAME was born out of my great grandmother's kitchen, and her name was Ruth, so we called her Mama Ruth. And she had a way of bringing people together through food, and her all-purpose salad dressing is the foundation for a lot of the family's meals.
Mm.
So she passed that recipe down to me, and over the years, I've tweaked it and updated it and added some other things to it to make it more my vibe. But it's what you would consider maybe a kicked up Italian dressing. And I'm not
Wow.
going to go into the details because it's more of a proprietary blend of seasonings and spices and other liquids that make that kicked up Italian what it is. But the brand is bigger than the condiment, really. It's a way to show and honor her legacy and carry forward what she built and create something that lives beyond me. So because SauceGAME rarely represents love, tradition, excellence, and the values that she instilled in me and everyone else around her through her cooking.
That's beautiful. So it's a kicked up. I like Italian.
Yeah.
I
Most
love
people
it
do.
on my set.
Yeah,
So,
most people do, but my version is it gives it some more oomph, some more punch, some more. What is that? That's good. What is that? I've had people, come over to the house and try it, and because I've been making this dressing for the past 20 plus years, and just adding things and writing the recipe down and taking this out and taking that out and adding this and adding that. And I've had people like really go through the cabinets and through the refrigerator trying to figure out what I did. We had a party one time and I brought the salad dressing out, and when I used to make it, and I'd make a big salad, people started calling it crack salad, and I was like, okay, well, I can't market this calling it crack salad or crack salad dressing. It just don't fly. I mean, it might in some places, but I didn't want to go there with it. So, but people would say, I want some more of that crack salad. And I had somebody actually going through my cabinets, my refrigerator one night, trying to figure out what I put into the dressing.
Damn.
It's just that good.
Wow. Well, we're going to give you the visibility, brother. And what makes SauceGAME products different from, all the sauces and seasonings out there, especially for people looking for clean crafted condiments?
Okay. So first of all, everything we make is handcrafted in small batches. Don't do large batches because we want to make sure that everything stays continuous, and continuity is a big selling point for us. Secondly, there's no shortcuts and there's no fillers, and that goes back to that continuity of using the small batches. So another thing is every sauce and every seasoning and every marinade and every other product that we create is gluten-free. My wife has a gluten sensitivity, so I wanted to make sure that she could enjoy the products as well. And because there are a lot of more people that are coming out and being gluten sensitive or having celiac disease or things of that nature, I wanted to make sure that those people didn't get discluded with these products.
That's awesome.
So we did that, Exactly, because we wanted to make it versatile. So you can use them as marinades, dressings, seasonings, or just straight on your plate, straight out the bottle. But we focus on bold, innovative flavors and profiles that hit you with soul and precision at the same time. Because it's not mass
Mm.
produced. Like I said, it's all small batch, and it's really flavored, deployed with intention. That's part of our slogan is, um, flavor deployed, mission accomplished. We want to
Mm.
deploy that flavor to the masses, and especially people that have gluten sensitivities or gluten allergies. And to us, that's mission accomplished.
Right, right. That's awesome. So, how has your experience as a Navy veteran? I see your hat there, brother. Shape the way you
Oh yeah.
lead and build SauceGAME.
So my Navy experience taught me discipline and attention to detail, how to execute under pressure. Those are the lessons that I try to do in my daily life totally, but especially with SauceGAME. So from the supply chain, who we choose to get our source, our products from, to the recipe consistency, to how we show up in the marketplace. I really do try to run this brand like a mission that I've been put on. And, again, that's why our tagline is flavor deployed, mission accomplished. SauceGAME is really built on that precision and service, but also on the drive to create something bigger than myself.
I love how that sounds. Wow. Hey, brother, we gonna help you out and let people out here.
I
Basically, can you give
appreciate
your
it.
website out or so the people will know how to order
Yeah.
it?
So the website is, yeah, definitely. We have a store right there on the website. Website is saucegamefoods.com.
That's awesome. And
Just go
also,
straight there. It'll take you
mhm,
straight to the website. You'll see the banner and the logo right. And we have the store right there and the link in the section. If you go to the top left, it'll give you all the different pages on the website. But the store is there. We also have a link to the store right there on the web page. On that very first page you come to, we even have our SauceGAME sampler um, posted right there so that everybody can, we got a sampler, we got several sampler sets. We got the small, medium, and the mega, so you can really get into a good variety of what we're providing all at once, and you don't have to try to figure out, well, what's the best thing to get or what should I start with. We got a sampler right there for you of all our top products, so you can really get a good understanding of what we're bringing to the table.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And also, you can find Dewan's website if you're on my brother's spot. He's on our link. He's linked into us,
Yeah.
so you could basically find on my brother's spot too. But we rather you go to his website that he just gave out. Also, Dewan, what are some SauceGAME signature
Mm-hmm.
products that people absolutely need to try and why?
Okay. So again, going back to what I was saying about the sampler comes with Mama Ruth's all-purpose salad dressing. Again, that's that kicked up Italian dressing that we were talking about to begin with. That's where the legacy starts and the anchor to everything that we're doing. We've got our barbecue sauce. Our barbecue sauce is called To the Bone. It brings that smoky, soulful punch of flavor that's perfect for ribs and chicken and even seafood. We've got two rubs in there or seasonings in there. First is our all-purpose seasoning. It's called Flavor Bomb, and that really elevates anything that you put it on. It really brings out
Mm,
the flavors and that you didn't even know you needed. And then also within that is our To the Bone rub. And our To the Bone dry rub is a kind of a two-part system with the To the Bone sauce. So you put the rub on your ribs or your steak or your chicken
mhm,
and throw it out there on
mhm.
the grill and get it the way you want it, or on your brisket and get it where you want it, and then you finish it up and glaze it with the sauce, and they just
Ooh.
complement each other real well. There's a little bit of the rub in the sauce, so it's always going to marry together well and taste great together. um, that's what you get in the sampler, but we've got plenty of other products. I've got over 70 recipes waiting to get out there to the world. But just to name a few of the other ones that are really popping right now is Zesty AF. That's our lemon pepper. And we'll talk about what AF stands for. Everybody at this time and frame should know what AF means, but it really is that, because I'm a big lemon pepper fan, but I can't stand a lemon pepper that's salty. That will ruin some wings to me in a minute. I'll go into a restaurant and if they have wings, I'll say, "Hey, how's your lemon pepper? Is it salty?" And some of them will lie and say, "Oh no, it's great." And I get it and it's salty. And some of them be honest and be like, "Hey, it is kind of salty. Right. We'll try to, lighten it up on there for you." And I've only found maybe 1 or 2 places where I can deal with their lemon pepper. So I've decided to make my own. But of course, because of SauceGAME and because we're bringing precision, we're bringing the spin and flavors that people don't normally get hit with, we are using 3 other exotic peppers along with black pepper.
Oh.
So it gives it that different, what is that? Along with the black pepper. And also, of course, like I said, I don't like it salty. So you get enough salt there in the background to bring flavor out of the food, but it's not overpowering to where all you taste is salt and lemon. You're actually getting lemon and pepper.
I love lemon pepper.
You love lemon pepper too? Yeah.
Yes.
Man, lemon pepper is with dry, wet, it don't matter. I love it. I love it when it's.
But you're absolutely right about the salty lemon pepper. It does. Yeah, it gets on my nerves. Exactly.
Yeah. It ruins it. It ruins. It's really hard to find a lemon pepper rub that's done well or place that they don't overdo it with it. It's really hard to find.
Can you really?
SauceGAME, like I said, is more than just sauces and dressings and rubs. We also.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, just for educational purposes, I never even heard of rubs before. What's a rub?
A rub is seasonings or a seasoning blend that you rub on meats and then you put them on the grill. So it's a dry rub. So you rub them on there and then that's where imparts the flavor, because you get that transfer of the moisture and the salt from the heat.
Damn.
And it gives that exchange because salt draws moisture out. But of course, because of osmosis, the flavor goes into the meat. And that's how rubs work.
Okay.
That's how rubs work. Damn. So when you have a good rub, it has a good salt content, it's not overpowering, it draws that moisture out when it's cooking. And then because of osmosis, like I was saying, that transfer happens, that 1-to-1 transfer, the flavor imparts itself into the meat and transfer there.
Is it marinating? Are you marinating stuff? What's good?
We have marinades, but it's not the same as marinating. It's kind of like, I guess you could call a dry rub a dry marinade to a certain extent. You could call it that.
Okay. I appreciate you educating
You could even dry rub something. Oh yeah, man. You could even call it a marinade. You could even dry rub something ahead of time and let it sit and let those flavors penetrate, because whether it's on the grill or not, that exchange of flavor and moisture is going to happen.
Damn, you making me hungry, man. You making me hungry, man. I'm serious.
I'm making myself. Yeah, I'm sitting. Hey, man, I'm sitting here in the kitchen right now, at my desk, and I'm smelling what wifey's got cooking going on in the background. You just don't even know, man, because we use our stuff at home. We use it here. I can't sell it to anybody if I don't test it out and make sure it tastes good. So we make sure that we use the products, and she cooks with them on a regular basis.
And that makes us feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Because Bill Gates won't eat his food. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You don't know if he uses his computers or not, man. We don't know what he's using. He may be pushing my Bill Gates too, and then using Lenovo.
He's in the farming now, so I know he won't eat his plants.
Right. Who knows, man?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
So,
but SauceGAME is more like you were saying about marinades. It's more than just sauces and rubs. Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
Let me get this out. It's more than just sauce and I said, let me let you know this. SauceGAME is more than just sauces and rubs. We've got marinades. We've got a couple of marinades. Sabor Cubano. I've got a little bit of Cuban heritage, so I wanted to do a mojo. If you're familiar with a mojo, which is that bitter lime and bitter orange marinade, we got one of those. It's called Sabor Cubano. And then I've got another one, Sabor del Fuego, which is more of a carne asada marinade. But, you know, that kind of opens the door to some global flavors, some international flavors for people. The Cubano's got that citrusy, garlicky mojo profile.
Yeah.
The Fuego has got that fire and depth that you need in that carne asada. But together, they let you turn any meal into something extraordinary if you just use those as a marinade. I use them on a regular basis, and they're legit. They really are.
Man, you still making me hungry.
They're legit.
Man, that sounds great.
Yeah. Hey man, food is food, and I'm a big foodie, so it's got to be about food for me.
Me too, brother. I'm a foodie, and everyone normally I'm around are foodie. So where can people find?
Well, I mean, you're there at ATL, man, so there's plenty of stuff down there for you to eat on.
Yeah, some good food out here.
I get that.
Hey brother, where can people find SauceGAME and support the mission driven brand? I mean, we already went over your website, but let me ask you this. When did you create SauceGAME? Like what year? 2 years ago, 5 years ago?
I've been creating SauceGAME in the background for the last 20 plus years with the dressing that my grandmother gave me. I just hadn't put it into any kind of legal state until last November.
I see.
So we've been up and running since last November, and I've just been building in the background with the website and building recipes. That's why I've got so many recipes now as it is. Like I said, I got over 70 recipes or IPs, if you want to call them that, intellectual properties, you know, of different sauces and rubs and marinades and turkey brines and injectable butters and compound butters. And I've just been really diligently creating these recipes and testing them out and making sure that they're good. But we've been up and running since last November. So November 26th, 2024 is when I did the actual business documentation for it and the EIN and all those things that you need to have in place to actually do a business, you know. And I opted, instead of an LLC, I opted for an S Corp because that's more of the better move from what my research was. You know, I mean, you can do an LLC and then do a S Corp type of tax thing with it later on to reap those benefits, but I just decided just to go straight S Corp from jump.
That's smart. Yeah, I'm eventually, with my other two businesses, I'm gonna eventually jump into S Corp, but you know, LLC, the taxes are a little bit lighter on me now.
Yeah. Until you look into doing your taxes as an S Corp instead. Do some research on that.
I will. I appreciate it, brother.
Because you can swap out your tax breaks a little with LLC and do them that way.
And actually,
I just found that out from research.
Actually, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, you're ahead of me, man. You're a smart brother, man. Because doing it that way is a lot easier. It also keeps us out of trouble. Hopefully, our people could just learn just to be legit. You can't always be at festivals and just, you know, doing it. You have to get in the system the right way, so everything will run better. I didn't know that until I started working with my brother's spot, and they were showing me, you know, consulting me about business, you know, so it just works better.
Right. Yeah. So definitely. You got to do the research, and that's where, unfortunately, we sometimes fail or plan to fail because we fail to plan. And you got to do that research so you know what you're getting yourself into, and you know everything that you need up front to have in your back pocket in case somebody comes knocking and says, hey, do you have XYZ documents to make sure that you legit. And if you ain't got that document, that's going to cause you some problems, some serious problems. So you want to put your best foot forward at all times. Make sure you got your research and your documentation in proper order at all times.
It's businesses right now closing down because they didn't have their document, they businesses structured right, and they were making profits, but spending majority of their profits on lifestyle instead of, okay, I gotta pay taxes on this. Because it's a lot of people be like, why did this restaurant close down? It was so good. It was always packed because they didn't structure it the right way.
Yeah. Unfortunately, food might be amazing, the product might be great, and a necessary economy, and a necessary boon to the economy. But if that business ain't right, and then people come knocking, that's it. They're not gonna give you, if you lucky and they give you some time to get it together, and they come back and you still ain't done it, that's it.
Right.
And you're not guaranteed that second.
And I'm just now learning this, man. Like, you already know it. I'm like, wow. Okay, it's just not that businesses didn't have a lot of people walking through there, foot traffic. Is some of them, they just not handling their business legally. And they owe Uncle Sam.
Yeah. And you got to. Yeah. You got to play the game the way that they got it set up, man. I mean, until something happens drastic that changes up the game to where you don't need to have all that stuff, or you can get by or whatever. But until that happens, which I don't foresee it happening in any way, you've got to play the game the way that they got it listed out. I mean, the system's already not set up for us as it is. It was never designed for us to begin with. So we got to play it the way that they play it.
Exactly. So it won't give them an excuse to, just mess us up.
Exactly.
You're right. Hey, and also, Dewan, you actually mentioned this isn't just about food. It's about creating a movement. What's the bigger vision behind SauceGAME?
So the bigger vision for me behind SauceGAME, being a veteran, is a 501(c) that I'm going to be creating in the near future called Flavor Forward. So that's more than a philosophy. It's more of taking the flavor and the culture and the discipline that I've inherited and using it to build opportunities for others, especially veterans. So to give some small background, there was a time and place in the last few years where I was displaced. I had a job, I had a car, but I had fallen out with my ex-wife, and the place we were living at was in her name and her name only, and I had nowhere to go. So I'm living out of the car, and I'm going to all the different things that I think that I could get into being a veteran, but they're telling me that they can't really help me because I'm in a weird niche where I've got a job and I've got a car, but I'm not technically homeless. And all the programs and things that they've got set up, at least in where the area that I'm living in, are only set up to address the homelessness. You've got to be completely destitute and have nothing. There's no, oh, well, here, we can help float you a loan to get you into an apartment, or we've got an apartment already set up that you can stay in until you get your next check and you can get your own. Or there's nothing like that, at least here in the city of Phoenix.
It was like that it was like that also in LA. I was homeless in my car for like 7 months. Same thing. Brother, I was parked right by the 105 freeway, bro, right by 24-hour fitness. So I could, I could shower and everything. But the crazy thing about it, I went to the veterans too in West LA, and they was like, yo, you literally basically have to be living in a tent with nothing, no job, because I had a job too.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Right. So it's a small niche, or I'm not going to say it's a small niche, but it's a niche that's underserved. So that's what Flavor Forward is about. It's about you came from the military. You got flavor about you, but let's help you get back forward motion. So that's why it's called Flavor Forward. But it's a movement that's rooted in that military precision and legacy, and the mission has to be really clear on what it's about. It's about helping that niche get back to restoring their honor, rebuilding their credit, and creating a financial pathway for that underserved veteran niche. So SauceGAME is the for-profit arm of it, but Flavor Forward is the nonprofit, but both are running off the same engine, serving people with excellence and impact.
Damn, that's dope. For real.
I appreciate that. I
No
appreciate that.
problem. What's next for SauceGAME, Dewan?
We're expanding, of course. We're going to expand the lineup, start putting some of these recipes that I've been creating out there more and more. I mean, there's plenty of things that are on the website right now. But again, like I said, I've got over 70 recipes, and I've got to get them all out there, whether they be limited editions or seasonals. We've got whipped game, which is the compound butters and the injectable butters for turkeys when you're frying up that turkey for Thanksgiving. I've got a zesty red marinara sauce because I love cheese sticks and I love the marinara that you get, but sometimes that marinara you get at the restaurant is flavorless. So I need some marinara that's got some flavor to it, some oomph. So I created a marinara. That's just the, it ties into the Italian again with the kicked up Italian dressing. We got the brine for turkeys, the injectable butter for the turkey. We've also got what I've been developing. You remember back in the day when you would go to the store with your parents and you would go down the ice cream aisle and they'd be getting some ice cream, or they'd be ignoring you about getting some ice cream, and you see that little bottle of Magic Shell and you'd be like, "Oh, I want that Magic Shell," because you pour it on top of the ice cream and it turns into a hard shell. And I mean, you can still get it, but I found a way to recreate that recipe. So we're going to be looking at doing freeze game, which is going to be that dessert topping that hardens up on top of the ice cream. And we're going to be doing a lot of different, chocolates, white chocolate and berry flavors, and it's going to, you put it on top of the ice cream and it freezes up, and then you can crack it with the spoon and enjoy it. And but that's freeze game. So we got a lot of different things, but what's next is bigger than growth for me in those areas is expansion into those categories that bring SauceGAME flavor to every corner of the kitchen, whether it's, and while continuing to serve the veteran community and build generational legacy in the same breath. It's just about packing everything with flavor, precision, bringing that SauceGAME signature spin, and again, creating that generational wealth that they keep telling us about that we need to figure out how to do. This is my way of doing so. On top of bringing these things to people, that's another game changer for me personally, is bringing SauceGAME to the people, but also generating a legacy for my kids and my kids' kids, and just trying to make sure that we're financially stable going forward. Because again, you've seen this political climate. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the next few years. I'm trying to make sure, just like everybody else should be making sure, that they've got something in their back pocket that keeps generating income for them.
Exactly.
Just in case things go left.
And that's why we're doing our part, Dewan, in showcasing you more. Now, we're going to be having also, for anybody that's interested in my brother's spot, how we promote and put people products out, $10 a month, 10 products. We have more things coming, incentives, but you could be, they could be in our store with their products, and the better we rank, you guys are going to rank. So we have a lot of systems, like you have a system, which I love, man, that are going to help businesses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That deals with my brother's spot, and that's Black-owned businesses. And man, I just love the systems that you're talking about. It's so great that we are all trying to put our minds together and help each other out honestly, not cheating each other out.
Exactly. That's a big key word there, honestly. If you don't have that, then that goes back to those Navy tenets. And I mean, I know that honor, courage, and commitment,
Yeah.
Having the honor for yourself and the other person that you're dealing with, the courage to do it right the first time, every time, and being committed to that, man, and doing it the honest way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna straight up. The Navy actually helped me a little bit more morally because I
Mm-hmm.
was wild. I was wild, man. I got out of Southern University and I felt I needed structure, but it did build
Yeah,
structure, especially traveling to other countries and really seeing poor.
yeah,
That helped me the most. And I was like, why am I even tripping?
right. It expanded your horizons in ways that you
Yes.
didn't even know that you needed to have expanded at that time. And it shows you that
Right.
structure that you needed to say, I can apply what you're telling me to other areas of my life and
Right.
other areas of other people's lives if I really want to take it there,
Right.
and change the game for everybody, including
Right.
myself, and especially for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Because when we stay in the same state, don't travel
Yeah,
anywhere, it's like having your dog constantly in a cage or in a
yeah,
fence and never walk it. You know what I'm saying?
right,
It's going to bark at everything. It's going to be more ferocious. You have to assimilate. And that's what the
exactly.
military does. I mean, we met all kind of
Yeah,
people. So, this is what I want to ask you. Like when you were out at sea,
yeah,
did you because we used to
right,
have barbecues on the back of the aft of the ship, homie?
yep,
And
sure
did
did.
you develop your rubs and your seasons then?
That was around the time that I really started taking the salad dressing seriously when I was in the
Wow,
Navy. That's when I really
wow.
started taking it seriously as far as creating it and crafting it and serving it to people that I was in the military with. And that's who really gave me my first real reviews and breakdowns of what they liked and what they didn't like about the dressing. And that's where that was the crucible, really,
Mm.
with those
So you got to
other,
perfect it. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
that's
that's what helped
dope.
me perfect it. Those other Navy members that would come over to the house
Mm.
and test it out and try it out and give me what they pros and cons about it, what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, and I'd go back to the drawing board and swap out different parts of the recipe and try different ingredients or different ratios of the ingredients. Okay, that person said it was too garlicky, or this other person said it didn't have
Mm.
enough of an onion flavor for it. Just trying different things out until I got that base recipe that started out with Mama Ruth to where it is now.
How are your sales going now?
Sales right now are steady. They could be better, and
That's
hopefully,
beautiful.
my brother Spot will be instrumental in the future with getting those to increase. I'm either way. I'm still grateful for the opportunity to talk about SauceGAME, but sales have been steady. I mean, barbecue season is pretty much almost over unless you're in
Right.
warmer climates like here where you barbecue all year round. So that's what's really
Exactly.
keeping
Los Angeles
SauceGAME.
too.
Exactly. So that's what's keeping SauceGAME afloat.
Right.
Is the local sales, but
Mm.
we always want those national sales. So we always want people across the country, to stock up now so that when barbecue season does come back around, you're already set. You've already got
Exactly.
everything you need
And that's where we gonna help you out. Trust me,
from
man.
Sauce Game.
Yes. It's we are our tech are they're just basically waiting for people to pay and our people to
Mhm.
pay so they could provide them that service. That's all.
Right.
You know,
Understood.
a lot of our people already have websites and other things, so they're comfortable with it and they're afraid to make a change. But we
Right.
know that we could do better
Understood.
than the other. And the reason why I know is
Change is
because of my
difficult
website.
sometimes.
I make money off my handyman and maid service website, and my brother spots behind it, so I know it
Yeah.
works. But I had to
Right.
pay salute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
I
But
didn't get I
you're
didn't get
standing behind your
discount
product.
price.
But you're standing behind your product. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't tell people about my brother's spot and you don't live it, man, and you're not using it. You
right,
can't.
right. The tech team is amazing. The web developers are amazing as well. So, any last words, man? You know, do you want if someone's listening and they want to support a small Black veteran-owned business making waves and you know, in the sauce game? I mean, what's the one thing that they should do today, man? Like, let them know.
So the one thing that they could do today that would be the most impactful for that would be going to SauceGameFoods.com and purchasing one of our sampler sets. That one order supports the mission, introduces you to flavors that you won't find anywhere else, and helps us grow this brand the right way. Every purchase is a step towards this legacy. Because at the end of the day, Sauce Game isn't just about food, it's about that legacy, that discipline, and community. And whenever you make those purchases, whether it's the sampler, whether it's just a one-off rub or whatever, you're supporting that legacy and that discipline and the community that I'm really trying to establish with this brand. It's rooted in my family history, and we carry that forward with the precision and the drive that I learned in the Navy. The mission is simple: deliver bold flavor, honor Mama Ruth's legacy, and build something that lasts. So if you want to support, definitely head over there to saucegamefoods.com. Follow us on Instagram at symbol saucegamefoods. But most importantly, make the purchase, taste the difference for yourself. Again, everything is flavor deployed, mission accomplished over here.
Man, I heard that. And check this out, man. Like Mama Ruth must have been a hell of a cook, man.
She was amazing to the point where she would win every cook-off contest that she entered at church. You know, people raved about her
Right.
especially her upside down pound cake. You know, people would come by after church just to eat. You know, and the house was never empty. There'd always be, you know, and there were certain people that from the church that would come by on a regular basis, or that she would help out because she knew that they were, you know, having challenges keeping themselves fed. So some of her church members that she, you know, she would make sure that they were fed, man. But Mama Ruth was an amazing woman. She was an amazing woman to the point that the memoir that I just finished writing, the first book of and put out there, it starts with her. It starts with how she treated me growing up, you know, and all the things that she did for me. You know, Mama Ruth was really an amazing woman to the point where, you know, she's very instrumental in the.
Brother, you had a big mama, man. You had a big mama.
Oh, yeah. And she wasn't a big mama. She was a little old spry lady. Lived to be 104.
I feel you, but you know, just the mentality, big mama. You know how they stereotype. You know?
Oh, yeah. She lived to be 104 in those Asheville, North Carolina mountains, breathing that good mountain air and praising her Lord.
Damn.
Yeah.
104?
104. Yep.
Bro, how long was she walking? Like walking?
Oh, she walked everywhere. I mean, even with a walker and a cane, up until she passed away.
Oh,
she drove until she was in her 80s.
She was walking in her hundreds.
Yeah, and she drove until her 80s.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know what? This just defines what we're talking about. The reason why we're getting so old now, a lot of, you know, kids having diabetes and all that because the food ain't the same. I heard you say earlier, gluten-free. You know what I'm saying? You doing everything possible to keep Sauce Game like fresh to where it's not harming our bodies, bro. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. We're sourcing all clean ingredients and making sure that it's gluten-free to serve those communities, and just trying to make sure that it's you're putting something worth something in your body, and it's not no extra preservatives or preservatives that are not naturally sourced. You know, and we've talked about it before, man. I research everything with AI and make sure that, you know, everything that I'm doing and creating is on the up and up. And if I don't know something, I'm asking it. And I'm vetting what it's asking me, because it can even go left. But I'm vetting what it's asking me and making sure. And so one of the main things that I did was like, I got to make this a clean label. What ingredients do I need to source that are clean, that are healthy, that are not putting
preservatives.
bad
Yeah,
things
yeah,
within our bodies. And it gave me a run need to be using it. So that's what we use. That's
yeah.
what we
That's
use.
what's up. That's what's up. Well, brother Dewan, he gave you the website and all that, family. We appreciate you being here, Dewan, with us. And yo, we're about to end this.
I
I'm Jay
appreciate the
Hadwinn.
opportunity.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm Jay Hadwinn, brand ambassador of My Brother Spot, and we're out, family.